So one more look as Craig Fayak nails it from 34 yards. And the Nittany Lions of Penn State, who were fairly big underdogs coming into this one, walk away with an upset of the #1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now for Gary Danielson and Neil Lomax and our entire crew here in South Bend, we say so long, and let's go back to Tim Brando.
All right, Ron and Gary and Neil, and yet another example of why the bowl selections cannot be made as early as they have been made. Now the orange, that was supposed to be a done deal. It is a done deal. They could lose Notre Dame to USC and be 3 times beaten, taking on the nation's #1 team in Colorado. And yes, Virginia, you have lost 2 games this year and still are headed to the Sugar Bowl. I want to talk now with Lee Corso. Do you realize Joe Paterno is 5-4 against Lou Holtz now in head-to-head coaching?
Well, I think Joe said it perfectly there. It was a shame to see either football team lose that game. But it was a great game. Paterno, as Holtz said in our piece in the morning, no one outcoaches Joe Paterno. Nobody.
Let's talk now, Lee, about what this means from a national standpoint. There is absolutely no question that suddenly the Cotton Bowl moves back up into the picture with Miami going, and provided Texas continues to win.
Yeah, but that's if Colorado loses to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Remember, Colorado will be #1 in the nation now. Miami will be 2 and Georgia Tech 3. That also puts the Citrus Bowl in a situation because of Nebraska. But right now, Colorado, it's their championship to win it or lose it.
Yep, but going in #1, it will be more difficult against Notre Dame, even if they've lost 3 times. The Residents in College Football Scoreboard continues, and we are going to give you the results to this point in our Heisman telepoll, 1-900-786-2255. We're going to continue to take your calls until 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Raghib Ismail right now is the runaway leader, but remember, the Notre Dame game has been on. Ty Detmer's had a big day. Look for Detmer to make a run in the second half. The enemy with 23% of the vote. Moore out with the injury, only 5% of the vote, and David Klingler barely a write-in candidate at this point. Maryland playing Virginia earlier today. The Cavaliers, once beaten, headed to the Sugar Bowl with a deal already done, and the Terps and Joe Krivak in need of a victory any way he could get it. You know, George Welsh was concerned. But early on, no problems. A little double reverse, and the pass to Derek Dooley, son of Vince, 21-7 Cavaliers. Second half, Terps come storming back. Freshman Mark Mason turns the corner. He'll go 59 yards for the score. The game is tied at 21. Now, with the game tied later at 28 in the 4th quarter, it is Mason again off the pitch from Zolak. 35-28 Terrapins. Now, Virginia gets one last chance. 4th and 2, under 2 minutes left. Moore rolling. Lewis Johnson makes the arm tackle, and it injures the thumb that will require surgery and will mean Sean Moore is out of the lineup for 3 to 4 weeks. That means no Sean Moore for Virginia Tech next week, and it's likely it will have a tremendous impact on him in the bowling situation come January 1. More ACC scores as we continue with Georgia Tech rolling all over Wake Forest today, 42-7. Tech going for their first conference title since '52, and that one was in the SEC. Clemson and South Carolina playing earlier today. The Gamecocks have been dominated in recent years in this intra-state rivalry. Let's show you what happened today. Everyone dressed up for the interstate rivalry. In the first quarter, the Gamecocks come up with a big play. Ricky Ferguson with the block of Chris Gardaki's punt. That would lead to a field goal, and the Gamecocks lead it 3-0 after the first. Tigers come alive in the second quarter. They bang in 2 touchdowns, the second here by Rudy Harris on the second effort. Clemson leads it 14-3. Tigers came up hitting. Here, Robert Brooks gets leveled by Arlington. None. You gotta love it. Tigers go on to win it by a final score of 24-15. Kenny Hatfield's club has really been making a run after some early season problems. North Carolina and Duke, very big victory for Mack Brown. He'd like to take his Tar Heels into a bowl. They beat Duke today, 24-22 in the battle for the victory bell. They get it by only 2 points this afternoon. Now the CFA Academic Achievement Award goes to Duke. And honorable mentions you see there for Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Carolina, Rice, Syracuse, Virginia. This was the award won by Kentucky a year ago. Our congratulations to the Blue Devils doing it in the classroom as well. The ACC standings look this way. Georgia Tech will go to the Citrus Bowl. Virginia to the Sugar, though they've lost twice. Clemson at 5-2 is headed to the Hall of Fame Bowl with an overall record of 9-2. And the Residents in College Football Scoreboard will continue in the wake of #1 being knocked off in the land of the Fighting Irish.